Welcome to our deep dive into Kids to Grandmasters Chess, a really cool mobile game designed to help you learn chess. It's fun and engaging, and, I think it could be helpful for all of us who are listening and trying to learn.
Yeah, and what I think is fascinating is how this app is structured. It guides you through these three modes: freestyle, pieces aware, and then all chess rules. And they
Yeah.
actually build on each other, so, you can learn in a really great way.
Yeah, I like that sequential approach
Hmm,
because I always wanted to learn chess, but the books and diagrams always seem so intimidating.
right.
But this app seems much more approachable. Like it takes all the pressure off,
Mm,
and lets you learn at your own pace.
definitely. It's totally like learning by doing. In freestyle mode, you can just experiment moving the pieces around without even worrying about the rules yet.
Yeah.
It's like you're getting comfortable with the board and the pieces.
Yeah, and even getting to see something like pawn promotion in action. That always confused me when I was first trying to figure out chess, like how a pawn could transform into like a queen or something.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
this mode lets you see that happen, without getting lost in all the technical stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. That initial familiarity is so important. And then you move on to pieces aware mode, and this is where the real learning kind of kicks in. This is where you're introduced to the specific moves each piece can make.
Okay.
And it uses like these really clever visual cues to guide you. Like green highlights show you where a piece can move, and red shows you like the illegal
Oh,
moves.
cool.
So you can like learn through trial and error, and the app is kind of your interactive guide.
It's almost like having like a built-in chess coach right there, you know,
Yeah.
patiently showing you what to do.
Yeah.
It reminds me of those language learning apps that use gamification to teach grammar.
Oh, interesting.
You're so focused on the game that you almost don't realize you're learning.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, precisely. And then finally, you move on to all chess rules mode. And by this point, you've learned all the pieces, how they move, and now you're ready to dive into a full chess game.
Right, right. That's where you can like really test your skills and start developing all that strategic thinking.
Definitely, yeah.
And speaking of testing your skills, the app lets you choose between playing against another person on the same device, or you can play against the Bagatur chess engine.
Yeah, yeah. And this is where it gets kind of interesting, right? Because the engine's strength doesn't automatically adjust to your skill level.
Oh, okay.
Instead, you manually set the difficulty.
Oh, wow.
So you can pick anywhere from level 1 to 16 in the menu.
So you have total control over the challenge. Like you could start easy and then as you get better, gradually increase the difficulty.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like having a sparring partner who's always ready to push you to the next level.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's not, you know, forget the bigger picture here. Learning chess isn't just about like winning games. It's about these valuable cognitive skills that
Yeah.
you can use for a lot of things.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like I've always heard that playing chess can improve your memory and your focus and your problem-solving skills.
Yeah, you're right. And the app actually highlights those benefits. It
Mm.
really emphasizes how chess can improve your analytical thinking, your strategic planning, and even your IQ.
It's almost like learning a new language, but for your brain.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
you're teaching it to think in new ways,
Yeah.
to anticipate moves and see patterns that you wouldn't have seen before.
Yeah. And what's cool about that is that those skills aren't just for chess. Like you can apply them to so many parts of your life, whether it's making decisions at work or, even just navigating a tricky situation in your personal life.
Right, right, right.
The strategic thinking you get from chess can really give you an advantage.
It's like chess is giving you a mental toolkit that you can use for anything.
Exactly. It helps you build flexibility and resilience, to adapt to anything.
Okay, so we've talked about how learning chess is good for your brain, but how did these three different playing modes actually help you develop those skills?
Okay, great question. Let's start with freestyle mode. Freestyle mode is really all about, exploration and just experimentation. At this stage, you're not weighed down by the rules yet. You're just getting used to moving the pieces around and how they interact. Kind of like learning the alphabet before you can start, writing full sentences.
Oh, okay. So like it's building those basic skills for the more complicated stuff we'll do later.
Yeah, yeah, precisely. Like even in this mode, your brain's starting to, work with spatial reasoning and pattern recognition and even decision making, but like in a more basic way. It's kind of like if you imagine a kid playing with building blocks, right? They're not like thinking about architecture or anything, but they're still learning about shapes and balance and how things fit together.
I like that. That's a good analogy. So it's like building these basic cognitive skills that
Yeah,
we'll need later for like the more advanced chess stuff.
exactly. Yeah. And then you move on to pieces aware mode, and this is where things get a little more strategic. Now the app's going to show you the specific rules for how each piece moves.
Okay.
And remember those visual cues we talked about? The green and red highlights?
Yeah, yeah.
Those are really important in this mode because they give you instant feedback on your moves, like telling you what's right and what's wrong.
So it's like having a, chess teacher looking over your shoulder and saying, hey, maybe try this instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And because it's a game, you're more likely to just kind of accept those corrections and keep learning, you know?
Right, instead of getting frustrated or discouraged. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. The game makes it fun. And as you keep playing this mode, you start to get a much deeper understanding of, how each piece moves and its strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
You start to even like anticipate what your opponent might do, and you can make little plans for attack or defense.
So it's like you're going from, just moving pieces around to like really thinking strategically about how to use those pieces to, win.
Yeah, exactly. You're moving from tactical thinking to more strategic thinking. And this is where those cognitive benefits we talked about, they really start to kick in.
Okay.
You're using your working memory to, remember where all the pieces are, what your opponent might do. Your problem-solving skills are getting better as you figure out how to outsmart them. And you have to really concentrate, as you focus on the board and plan your next move.
Wow, it's amazing to think all that's going on while you're just playing a game on your phone.
Right. No textbooks or anything, just playing and learning.
Yeah, I like that. So it's this learning by doing approach.
Yeah.
Makes it really fun.
Exactly, yeah. It makes you want to keep playing, and you learn without even realizing it. And then by the time you get to all chess rules mode, you already have a really strong foundation.
So you're ready for like a real chess game.
Yeah, exactly. You know the rules, you have some strategy, and you might even have your own style of play.
Cool, cool. And you can choose to play against another person or the Bagatur chess engine, right?
Right, exactly.
Speaking of which, can we talk about the engine a little more? It doesn't adjust to your skill level, right?
Yeah, that's right. You have to choose a difficulty yourself.
Okay. Why is it designed like that? Wouldn't it be like more motivating if the engine, got harder as you got better?
That's a good point. But I think there are a few reasons why they chose to do it this way. Like, first of all, it gives you, the player, more control. You can decide to play against someone who's a little easier while you practice certain things.
It's like a more personalized way to learn.
Exactly. And then also, the fixed difficulty levels make it easier to practice consistently. You can play against the same level opponent over and over, and you'll really see where you need to improve.
Okay, so it's about like mastering those skills before you move on to a higher level.
Yeah. And one more thing. I think the fixed levels encourage you to really think about how you're doing. Instead of the engine just getting harder, you have to look at your own progress and decide when you're ready for a bigger challenge.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like taking control of your learning and, looking for those challenges that will help you get better.
Exactly. Yeah. It's about wanting to grow as a player.
So whether you're playing against another person or the Bagatur engine, all chess rules mode lets you see how complex and interesting chess can be. It's like you've graduated from chess school and you're ready to go out there and play.
Yeah, exactly. And even though you're playing with all the rules now, all those cognitive benefits are still happening. Every move you make, every plan, every challenge you overcome is making your brain stronger.
It really is like a mental workout, but disguised as a game.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And the more you play, the more you learn, the more you improve, and you have more fun.
Yeah, I like that.
So, Kids to Grandmasters Chess is really a great app because it makes learning fun and effective. But I think it's time we hear from you, our listener.
Yes. What did you think? So as you've heard, Kids to Grandmasters Chess is a really structured and engaging way to learn chess and have fun doing it too.
Yeah, for sure. And what's really cool is, how it combines the actual gameplay with all those cognitive benefits of playing chess.
Right. It's not just learning the moves. It's about developing those skills,
Mm-hmm.
that you can use in all parts of your life.
Yeah.
So as you've been listening, what stood out to you the most about this app?
Yeah, was it the way you learn step by step in the 3 modes? Or maybe the idea that you can get better at strategic thinking and decision making just by playing a game?
Right. And I think as you try out this app, it's really interesting to think about how you can use those skills in your own life.
Yeah, how could you use strategic thinking at work or in your relationships.
Exactly. Or like, how could better concentration help you when you're studying or doing something else that takes a lot of focus?
Right. So, these are just some things to think about as you start playing chess with kids to Grandmasters chess.
It's a journey that can be, challenging,
Mm.
but also really rewarding.
Yeah, definitely. So go for it. Try out the app, experiment, play around with all the different modes, and push yourself to get better.
And most importantly, have fun.
Yeah, have fun. That's what makes learning stick.
Absolutely happy playing, everyone.
Happy playing.